My name is Thomas Light. I am the researcher who designed and built Mega Man X.
Mega Man Maverick Hunter X!
Yes, welcome to Let's Play Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, released in 2005 in Japan, 2006 in the US for the PlayStation Portable. This is a remake of the original Mega Man X. First big difference you can see right off the bat, this game features two playable characters, Mega Man X and Vile, and two difficulties, normal and hard. So we're going to play as X first, and we are going to go in hard mode. Here we go.
Beginning the mission.
X, there's a high probability that the insurgency there was caused by Mavericks.
Mavericks? This must be Sigma's work.
Heard a little bit from the navigator there at the end there, and here we go. The first stage, the intro stage, once again. Back to the old familiar stomping grounds of the highway in distress. So, welcome to Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, or Mega Man Irregular Hunter X, as it's known in Japan. We'll talk about irregulars in just a second here. This game is classified as a remake in its wiki page. I prefer to think of it as a reimagining. It's not exactly in the same canon as the original Mega Man X. It's just not. If you watch the Day of Sigma OVA, that serves as a prequel for Maverick Hunter X, which is unlocked after you complete X's story once, whether in normal or hard mode. Then you can see that there's some differences in the canon here between what happens in the original Mega Man X story and what it's built upon for Mega Man X2 and X3 and so on and so forth, and what is established here in Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, similar to Mega Man Powered Up, was part of a movement for the PlayStation Portable by Capcom to, push forward classic Mega Man titles, remaking them for newer audiences, giving you more features, quality of life improvements, and just making them, look of the time. And, for the most part, I think they succeed. I think, both Mega Man Powered Up and Maverick Hunter X are fantastic games. They have a lot of extra stuff going for them. Maverick Hunter X less so than Powered Up. For example, in Maverick Hunter X, you only have two playable characters of X and Vile, whereas in Powered Up, you had every single Robot Master, as well as various forms of original Mega Man and Proto Man and Roll, and there was just a whole bunch of characters in Powered Up, whereas Maverick Hunter X doesn't really feature that as heavily. But Maverick Hunter X does feature, fantastic voice acting. I think that this is the same cast and crew that did the voices for Mega Man X8. I believe so, anyway. I'm going to check in between videos if it's the same crew that did Mega Man X8. I think so, because they sound quite good and quite similar. I am playing this game on hard mode, and as we will be getting into, there are some key things about hard mode that make it very hard, and then there are some other things about hard mode that are not as bad as you would think. There are very specific issues with Maverick Hunter X's hard mode that make it not necessarily accessible for first-time players, and I would recommend you play normal mode first. But here we have reached the end of the intro stage. Here's a cutscene.
Vile! I should have known you'd be involved in Sigma's rebellion.
Rebellion? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to cause trouble for you. I hate you. Hope you're ready, X!
First big difference of the game is that we can actually fight Vile, and he's actually a winnable fight that you're expected to beat, and he's not an unbeatable interactive cutscene. You have to hit Vile himself, not the ride armor, or else he won't be doing any damage. It doesn't take that much to beat him. He jumps, he charges, he punches, he can fire his little lightning stun attack thing that goes along the ground, and that's about it.
Oh, impossible! You underestimated me. I hate that about you. X, there's nothing you can do. I'll defeat you and Sigma. Then I'll change the world.
X, are you alright?
Zero. Why would someone as powerful as you align yourself with X? He's just a B-class hunter, nothing more.
Vile, you're nothing but a Maverick now. Zero, what happened to Vile? All I know is that he's our enemy now. X, I'm gonna stay on Sigma's trail a bit longer. You get back to Hunter Base and take it easy. Gotcha. Let's hook up again later. Zero. Thanks. You saved me again.
Large-scale Mavericks have been detected in various locations.
Oh no! They must work for Sigma!
It looks like the rebellion has begun.
We'd better put a stop to them before we go after Sigma.
Alright, and now we have our Maverick select screen. So we have Chill Penguin, of course. We have Flame Mammoth. We have, next up, the big naming difference. Instead of Boomer Kuwanger, we have Boomerang Kuwanger. Then, of course, everybody else is the same. So Stink Chameleon, Spark Mandrill, Storm Eagle, Armored Armadillo, and Launch Octopus are all the same. Boomer Kuwanger is the only one who had a slight name update. Here we have our select... Got cut off. We have our options there to play around with the sound, to play around with the options there, all the classic things that you would expect. We also have a save system here as opposed to passwords in the original Mega Man X, because of course this is 2006, not 1993, so you would expect save systems at this point, but now it's time to get into our first boss. Here, by the way, I'm showing off that you can change the appearance of the options if you select different Mavericks, so you can get the background of Flame Mammoth, the background of Boomerang Kuwanger or whatever. But here we go. Our first stage is Chill Penguin, and as we enter Chill Penguin, we are going to be taking a look at our first major difference, which is the escape unit. The escape unit can be used without having to beat a stage first, which is very useful in this case because we're not actually going after Chill Penguin first. In Maverick Hunter X, you want to go after Flame Mammoth first. So here we go, Flame Mammoth.
Flame Mammoth!
Yeah, second, I should say, big difference, aside from the fact that Vile actually has a health bar, is that you don't want to go after Chill Penguin first, not in Maverick Hunter X. One of the reasons I call this a reimagining and not a one-for-one remake of the original X is that Maverick Hunter X takes the liberty of moving things around. By the way, the lava doesn't kill you in one hit, just like in the original X. Maverick Hunter X takes the liberty of moving around certain upgrades, specifically the Dr. Light capsules. They move them around, so that now the foot parts, the essential dash that I went on and on and on about in the original Mega Man X, that is still super essential here in Maverick Hunter X, as you would probably expect, is not in Chill Penguin's stage. Now it is in Flame Mammoth's stage. It doesn't require anything. You don't need any other upgrades to get it. So here we go. It's going to be in the same place as the arm parts were in original X, but now it's very easy to reach. Here's a cutscene.
My name is Thomas Light. This is a message for X. I entrust the future to you.
Light? I think I know this guy.
If you've come across this capsule, I fear you must be in the midst of a difficult battle. I have left 4 powers for you to inherit. I believe that you will use them in the cause of justice. Here you will find the foot parts. Equip the parts you find in this capsule and you will gain the ability to dash. Use this power to steer the future in the right direction. I trust in you, my dear X.
Again, love the voice acting in this game. I think it's very good, very iconic, very strong. Here, again, as I was saying before, these are the foot parts. You get them here in Flame Mammoth stage and not in Chill Penguins anymore. So that's why you want to come here first, for the foot parts. You want to come here for the dash. Also, the fact that Flame Mammoth himself is not that difficult of a boss to take on, even without his weakness of Storm Tornado. Even in the remake where bosses have new attacks, as we'll get into, he's not so bad comparatively to other bosses. So Flame Mammoth is a good candidate for first Maverick here. Moving on, though, we have an opportunity to talk a little bit about the lore of Mega Man X before we get into the boss. I love it. I unapologetically love the lore and story of the Mega Man X series. I think it's just so good. I really love it. I love all this new stuff they're throwing at us. The Navigator is someone who helps out Maverick hunters. Mega Man is now a Maverick hunter because again we're going for the edgy, we're going for cool. We'll get into it more because we're about to have a cutscene with Flame Mammoth. But I just love the lore of the X series.
I was wondering who would show up. I didn't expect a B-class hunter like you.
What are you doing, Flame Mammoth? Don't be stupid!
There's nothing I love more than stomping weak little blabbermouths like you into dust.
That settles it. You're definitely a Maverick.
Here we go!
All Mavericks have voice acting. Some are great, some are, not so great, but whatever. Flame Mammoth is here. I mentioned before that bosses have new attacks in Maverick Hunter X. That is the case with Flame Mammoth. He has one new attack. He can shoot out this blue fire. The blue fire does not require oil to become a major pillar threat. As you can see, it can just fire down on the conveyor belts naturally, and it will become a giant blue wall of flame temporarily. Aside from that, Flame Mammoth does everything else that he did in the original fight. He jumps around. He can throw oil. He can throw the original red fire from the SNES version. Not much to him. He's very easy to maneuver around if you have the dash, which again is free to get in this stage. So I would recommend you get it before you come after Flame Mammoth himself, or you're going to have a more difficult time dodging his attacks, as it were. Now, I mentioned before that we'll talk about that contact damage as well. I mentioned before how all the Mavericks have dialogue. So one of the things that I'm doing to handicap myself is not go in with charges, because if I go into a boss battle with charges, as you'll see.
I was wondering who would show up. I didn't expect a B-class hunter like you.
What are you doing, Flame Mammoth? Don't be stupid!
There's nothing I love more than stomping weak little blabbermouths like you into dust.
That settles it. You're definitely a Maverick.
Here we go!
It ruins the dialogue, so it's not great. By the way, I tried to get Flame Mammoth to shoot the red fire into the oil, but I couldn't. He just kept shooting blue fire, so he can still do that thing from the SNES version. It's just much rarer for him to do it.
Mission accomplished. Fire away!
Like, seriously, I had like 9 minutes of trying to get Flame Mammoth to shoot the red fire into the oil like he does in the SNES version, but I couldn't. One thing I'm showing off here is now that I've equipped a special weapon, the Fire Wave in this case, I was also showing off that you can still fire regular buster shots. You can't charge up your buster when you've switched to a special weapon, but you can still fire regular pellets out if you want to with the push of a button. You can change what that button is in the options menu for Maverick Hunter X, and you can do that on the fly anytime you want. All right, so one of the many reasons why you go after Flame Mammoth first, not just because the foot parts are there and they're free, not just because Flame Mammoth is a pretty easy fight overall, except for the contact damage, which we'll get into because that's a big issue with Maverick Hunter X hard mode. The other reason you want to go after Flame Mammoth first is the Fire Wave in Maverick Hunter X is absolutely incredible. It is much better than it was in the original Mega Man X. In the original Mega Man X, the Fire Wave was good. I used it. I recommended you use it, but because of how early you get the
head parts await you within this capsule. Equip the parts you find inside here, and you will gain the ability to smash blocks with your head. I'm counting on you, X. You are humanity's last hope.
Thank you for interrupting, Dr. Light. Because you get the Storm Tornado so early, because of how early on you should go after Storm Eagle in the original Mega Man X, the Fire Wave was never as viable as a weapon that you should be using all the time compared to, Storm Tornado. But in this game, because we go in a different order for the Mavericks. We're not going after Storm Eagle after Cho Penguin. We're going after someone else after Cho Penguin. Because of the different order, Fire Wave suddenly becomes extremely viable. It's also much better because of the fact that it just shoots out of your buster so quickly. It's so damn fast and so intuitive. It's so crisp when you press the button and just have the fire immediately shoot out. It kills everything so fast. Things that have shields, it just decimates things that have shields. It is so powerful. It is the best weapon in this game until you get the Storm Tornado. Storm Tornado is still fantastic in this game. It's just that because of the order you go in, the Fire Wave is just going to be better for longer. But Storm Tornado is still super viable. It just, you're not going to be using it for as long since you go after Storm Eagle so much later as compared to Flame Mammoth, as compared to the original Mega Man X. Got a hard tank there. We're still getting hard tanks. Still have hard tanks. Still have sub tanks. Still have Dr. Light capsules, as we saw twice now. Showing off the bottom path here now, just because. We still have ride armors here. They still operate exactly the same as they do in the original Mega Man X. Again, so much to talk about in the first episode of a Mega Man X game because there's just so much to go over here. All right, let's talk about the big issue about Maverick Hunter X hard mode. I mentioned it a couple of times, the contact damage. So there are some things in Maverick Hunter X that do obscene amounts of damage and things that don't do that do the irregular amount of damage that you're expecting. The things that do obscene amount of damage in Maverick Hunter X and will lead to the most deaths when it comes especially to boss fights is contact damage. Contact damage is outrageous in Maverick Hunter X hard mode. By the way, here I'm just collecting enough weapon energy so that I can go into the Cho Penguin boss fight, because obviously he's weak to Flame Mammoth. And we're going to have a cutscene, so I'll keep going on about the contact damage thing after the cutscene.
Chill, Penguin. Why have you sided with Sigma?
Sigma has paid for the use of my power. Working for him is a million times better than piddling around on a South Pole with nothing to do.
How could you? What Sigma's doing is treasonous.
I'll get you.
All right, contact damage is terrible. We'll get into that more. Let's talk about Chill Penguin. He operates almost exactly the same as he does, except for that attack. That is his new variation of Shotgun Ice. That is an attack exclusive to Maverick Hunter X. He only has that in Maverick Hunter X. You have to get directly underneath the wall that he shoots the Shotgun Ice at in order to avoid it, otherwise you will take damage. Take damage from it if you have to. If there's one thing you absolutely should not be taking damage from with Chill Penguin, it is contact damage. Contact damage is so absurd and obscene in Maverick Hunter X. You will die in 2 hits as of right now as X if you come into contact with Chill Penguin. So don't come into contact with him at all. It is absolutely dangerous. It's ridiculous. Don't do that. Again, here's the Shotgun Ice. You want to get directly underneath the wall that he is shooting it at in order to dodge it. And now we keep hurting him. The contact damage is terrible and obscene. Everything else that Chill Penguin does is exactly the same as it is in the original. Try your best not to take damage from coming into contact with Chill Penguin. It will kill you so fast. He can still freeze you, just as he does in the original Mega Man X. The icicles also hurt, just as they do in the original Mega Man X, as you can see. So, he also does the regular shotgun ice from the SNES version as well.
Mission accomplished. Shotgun knife!
Alright, now we're going to be revisiting Flame Mammoth stage in order to collect the things that we couldn't the first time, because we needed the helmet upgrade for one, and we needed to defeat Chill Penguin for the other. As with the original Mega Man X, some boss stages, some Maverick stages, do change depending on who you have beaten prior to entering that stage. So in this case, since we have beaten Chill Penguin, all of the lava we saw originally is now gone from Flame Mammoth stage, so we can get that heart tank in peace. We can also, now that we have the helmet parts, the helmet upgrade, I should say, we can go up and get the sub tank that's hidden in the same place as it was in the original Mega Man X. Contact damage in Maverick Hunter X is obscene. It is the worst thing. And there are certain bosses, the next two bosses we're facing in this video, who are absolutely ridiculous about the contact damage. It is absolutely outrageous how difficult the next two bosses, Spark Mandrill and Armored Armadillo, are. It is crazy. By the way, because this is hard mode, because contact damage is so goddamn unfair in hard mode of Maverick Hunter X, I'm taking the time here to fill up my sub tank as much as I can. So there you go. That's what I'm doing now. I'm also showing off what the rest of the stage looks like now that we have defeated Chill Penguin, which again, not that radically different. All the lava is frozen over, but you know, I just wanted to show it off for posterity's sake. And the Fire Wave's super powerful. It just goes through shields of the Joe units. Fantastic. And if you enter a stage, and if you enter a boss room where you've beaten a boss, then, you know, boss is gone.
Spark Mandrill.
Alright, stage 3 is Spark Mandrill. I've been going on and on about the contact damage, but it's true. It does so much damage, and because it does so much damage, it makes bosses like Spark Mandrill, that we're going after now, and Armored Armadillo, who we're going after right after this, the two most difficult bosses in the game, because their whole strategy is, you know, initiating contact damage with X. They have very few ranged attacks like Flame Mammoth or like Chill Penguin or like some of the other Mavericks that we'll be going up against in episode 2 and 3. Spark Mandrill and Armored Armadillo are all about contact damage, so they are all about getting up close to you and initiating contact damage, which in hard mode is going to kill you in 2 hits. So that is the one thing about Maverick Hunter X hard mode that I absolutely don't like, and I would recommend that you play this on normal difficulty, because it's just more fair. Here we have the Mechanaloid mini-boss, the same electric enemy that we fought in Mega Man X. Because we have not beaten Storm Eagle yet, it has its full capabilities, including its electricity attack. In the original Mega Man X, this thing was pretty vulnerable to Fire Wave and to Storm Tornado. This thing has a lot more health, and it's just a lot more resistant to things in the remake, so I would recommend you just use your X-Buster. It is just better to take it out with the X-Buster as opposed to your special weapons. You don't want to waste your special weapons, especially the Fire Wave, the almighty, powerful Fire Wave. You don't want to waste it all on that when you could be using it for all the rest of the enemies in the level and take them out in 2 seconds flat, like I'm doing right now with these turrets. Shotgun Ice, useful here, because I can just shoot out a wall and take on an enemy that way. I did that a couple of times in the original X playthrough as well, but it's just a lot more prominent and useful now in Maverick Hunter X, because in hard mode, you know, you have to make every single shot count, and you have to make you have to reduce the chances that you are going to be taking contact damage from anything at all times, because the contact damage in Maverick Hunter X in hard mode is absolutely outrageous. Will that be the last time I harp on about the contact damage? Probably not. I mean, we're going after Spark Mandrill and afterwards Armored Armadillo, so that's probably going to keep happening. By the way, that's another change here in the remake. The Heart Tank can no longer be acquired with the foot parts. They extended the platform out so that you have to use Boomerang Koanger's weapon, the boomerangs, to actually get that Heart Tank. So we can't get that yet, unfortunately. We also can't get the sub tank here yet because we also need the boomerangs for that. So thank you, Maverick Hunter X. Anyway, I go on and on about how much I don't like the contact damage in Maverick Hunter X, and it's valid. I don't like it. It's terrible, but overall, I think Maverick Hunter X is a wonderful remake. I had a lot of fun playing this. Once I finally got used to the absurd difficulty of the contact damage in specifically hard mode, I had a lot more fun with it. Here, I'm just, taking the time to make sure my health is at max, because I want to make sure I have as much health as possible for Spark Mandrill, because I am anticipating I am going to take contact damage in this fight, so here we go. Cutscene.
Let's get started. X, you showed up.
Spark Mandrill, do us both a favor and surrender peacefully.
I don't think so, X. Oppose me and I'll crush you.
Sounds like you've gone Maverick. Your time has come, Spark Mandrill.
I'm not the smartest guy around, X, but I have a feeling that Sigma is right.
Alright, a short and brutal fight with Spark Mandrill. As I said, he is going to do everything in his power to try to initiate contact damage with you. He is going to jump into you, he's going to jump up to the ceiling and climb around, he's going to do his little electric spark thing, which is probably the safest thing that you can get hit by, because that isn't contact damage. He has this new attack where he will rush at you with a drill from halfway across the screen and hit you and hit the wall. He has his regular punches. That drill thing is probably the most dangerous. It's really fast, and it's quite devastating to get hit by that. Anyway, goddamn Spark Mandrill. We didn't get to see it in the fight, but he also has his regular electric spark attack, which there it is. There is his regular electric spark attack for us. Yeah, oh boy. Maverick Hunter X has a lot of wonderful things going for it. I think it looks great. I think it's voice acted really well. I like the animation for the cutscenes, but oh boy, some of the choices with hard modes balancing, I don't fully agree with. There's his regular punch, by the way, his short range punch, his non-drill punch, which is exclusive to Maverick Hunter X, and not the original. Yeah, not a fan of Spark Mandrill.
So this is what it's like.
Mission accomplished. Electric spark!
And we start the game off, and we continue our slog of starting the game off with its worst bosses. Armored Armadillo is next, and yeah, this is also not a fun boss, not a fun boss at all to go up against. The stage is fine. Stage is exactly what you'd expect from the original. Great stage, great place to still a great place to farm for your health and stuff. But yeah, this particular location right here is the best for farming for sub tank health, because the enemies have a crazy respawn rate in Maverick Hunter X compared to the original X. You leave the screen for just like a millimeter and they will just come back in. And in that case, in that specific area, it's quite beneficial because it's a very convenient place to use your fire wave to grab as much health for your sub tanks as possible. But the boss, they got rid of the rocks there for those health pelts. The boss, oh my goodness. Spark Mandrill and Armored Armadillo is a double whammy of the worst bosses in this game. the contact damage is just so unreasonable that you have to be picture perfect in how you fight Spark Mandrill or Armored Armadillo. Or you have to make sure you go in there with multiple sub tanks. In the case of Armored Armadillo, in the case of Spark Mandrill, I got hit one time and immediately used my sub tank in that fight because I was that nervous about the contact damage, because the contact damage does that much to you, as you plainly saw in the Spark Mandrill fight. So yeah, I mean, that is my one big negative against Maverick Hunter X. The contact damage is just unreal with some of the bosses, because then there's other bosses that aren't as bad, and we'll get into that. But, and you know, I did contact damage with that drill right there. That did almost nothing. That did almost nothing to me. But meanwhile, if I so much as graze Armored Armadillo, then it's going to do like more than half of my HP. So that's just, it's crazy. The contact damage is crazy for the bosses. I'm not a fan of it at all. We're coming up at the end here, and we're about to fight the Mr. Armadillo himself. So here we go. By the way, there is still a secret capsule in this stage. We'll talk about how to get it in the next episode. So here we go, Armored Armadillo.
I am under strict orders to protect this mine.
You don't need to take orders from someone like Sigma. He's insane! Open your eyes, Armored Armadillo!
Whether he's insane or not, it's not my place to judge him. I must obey.
Looks like you've gone Maverick. I'm taking you out.
Enough talk. I'm ready to obey my orders. Enough talk. Let's fight!
Alright, I talked about the contact damage enough. Let's talk about what he actually does. He always starts off with the same attack, which is this rolling drill attack. You can actually hurt him through it, but with good aim and good timing. Most of the time, you're probably not going to, though. He has two new attacks. He has two new versions of his rolling thing that he does. He has this version where he can shoot out little projectiles as he bounces around. If you're going to get hit by anything while he does the projectiles, while he does that version of the rolling around, you want to get hit by the projectiles, not by Armored Armadillo himself. He also has this version of the roll where he rolls around the ceiling and the ground. It doesn't actually bounce around. He just rolls with the ceiling and with the ground here for a bit. This is the easiest version of the rolling attack to dodge, and the hardest version of the rolling attack to dodge is the one with the projectiles, because there's just so much happening on screen at once. If you're going to get hit by anything in that version of the attack, you want to get hit by the projectiles, not by Armored Armadillo himself. As I went on and on and on and on and on about, the contact damage is just obscene. He still has his little laser attack here, and he still has that thing where if he's still armored up, then you want to make sure he's going to take your charged shots and unleash them back at you in a terrifying area attack. And he's still vulnerable when he is hit by Electric Spark completely. So there you go. That is Armored Armadillo. Here I'm showing off his rolling attacks in more detail, because he's probably the Maverick who has had the most change about him. It is absolutely devastating to be hit by contact damage on Armored Armadillo. This is a boss you absolutely 100% want to go in with his weakness for, because you just can't afford to waste the time to deal with him when he's armored up. You want to make sure that you get him unarmored as quickly as possible, so he's vulnerable. Even when he's rolling around, when he is unarmored, he is vulnerable to taking damage when he is unarmored. So he is, of the 8 Mavericks, I think he's the most difficult one in the game, bar none. That's why I'm showing the fight off 2 times and showing off all of his rolling attacks and stuff, because he is just the most devastating of all of them. But now we're coming up to the end of the video here. So, oh, by the way, with this boss, he can sometimes appear not from the ceiling, but from the boss door. So that's fun. Anyway, we're at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Yeah, thank you very much.
It was a good fight.
Mission accomplished. Rolling shield!
Waiting for